So it's official, Deandre Hunter is a Cavalier once again, and thanks to Koby Altman, the Cavs just got their final missing piece to unlock this team into truly being a contender to win an NBA championship. And Hunter is much more than just a two-way wing. He's having the best season of his career as a scorer, and he is just a grown man. There's no playing around with this guy. He's the one that is going to give Jayson Tatum fits in a playoff series. He's the one that is going to free up Evan Mobley and Allen against the Celtics. And when you combine Hunter with what Dean Wade brings to the table when he comes back healthy, the Cavs really do now have what it takes to break through the wall and beat Boston in a playoff series. Deandre Hunter through the first half of this season has been playing 29 minutes per game and has averaged 19 points a contest with 4 rebounds and 1.5 assists. And he is also averaging nearly a steal per game, and he's not insanely far off from the 50-40-90 club. I thought Koby Altman brought him in for an insanely cheap price for what he is worth, and it's very interesting to see the difference between what it takes to get someone in the offseason as opposed to at the trade deadline, when selling teams are taking what they can get. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why the Deandre Hunter trade is exactly what the Cavs needed. I'm going to talk about the Ben Simmons rumors because they are very much a real thing, and so much more. But before we get into everything, today's video is sponsored by Factor. With Factor, you can eat stress-free with delicious, ready-to-go meals. Every fresh, never frozen meal is chef-crafted, dietitian-approved, and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. You get to choose from a weekly menu of 35 options, including popular options like Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, or Vegan and Veggie. Also, discover more than 60 add-ons every single week, like breakfast, on-the-go lunch, snacks, and beverages to help you stay fueled and feel good all day long. And Factor really just is such a time saver. And if you're looking for gourmet meals, try meals that feature premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, truffle butter, broccoli, and asparagus. So head to Factor75.com or hit the link below and use code 50Premier to get 50% off your order plus free shipping. Yes, you heard that right. That's 50Premier to get 50% off your entire order. I just really do think that Hunter has been the missing piece to this puzzle the whole time. Obviously, it may take a few weeks to get him acclimated into the new system, but the Cavs, thanks to the personnel and also the head coach in Kenny Atkinson, definitely have one of the better, if not best, cultures in the association. And Deandre Hunter already has ties to and is good buddies with Ty Jerome. I think he's gonna fit right into the culture, and Jerome already started poking fun at the whole situation. When Hunter wrote his goodbye and heartfelt message to Atlanta, Jerome instantly commented under it saying, yeah, come play some defense. So I can already sense the good vibes. And for Hunter's sake, he went to bed below 500 and woke up the next day and found out he's the #1 seed in the East. So once everything settles in and the initial shot goes away from being traded and he gets acclimated to Cleveland, I really do think the Cavs now have the most complete and set starting lineup in the NBA. And they did not have to sacrifice any depth at all, really. LeVert was a great piece, but basically what Koby Altman did was he swapped Caris LeVert for a different Caris LeVert that is bigger and more polished both offensively and defensively. I loved Caris. I thought he was a great guy, but at times when he wasn't on, he had no touch shooting the ball. And the Cavs just need guys who will consistently knock down open shots. And once Dean Wade comes back, this bench will consist of him, Ty Jerome, Isaac Okoro, Sam Merrill, and Max Strus. And the main reason why I am so happy about this trade is because of how it frees up the Twin Towers in Mobley and Allen against Boston. Between Hunter and Wade, Tatum is locked. He's still gonna score, but now Al Horford isn't gonna have 8 wide open threes a game, and the guards can focus even more on Derek White. And speaking of that, there are rumors swirling around about Ben Simmons being brought in and potentially interviewing with the Cavs. And look, I know 90% of you are going to laugh at me for even bringing this up, but I think if you sign Ben Simmons and get him in this environment, it could completely turn him around. Because the Cavs have already built up this culture, and if they sign him and bring him in on a nothing contract, he has no leg to stand on. The instant he starts being weird, the instant he starts bringing an ego to the locker room, they can cut him. But I would not be against signing him for one reason and one reason only. I would love to see him come in and play 10 minutes a game against the Celtics just to put some extra defense and size on Jaylen Brown and Derek White. Yeah, he's lost all his aggressiveness and scoring ability, but the Cavs just added another 20 points per game scorer to an already explosive lineup. Scoring is not an issue at all. The Cavs need somebody to slow down Derek White because, man, he just torches this team. But that's all I have to say about Simmons. I don't want him to take any of the attention away from this Deandre Hunter trade, and speaking more on him, let's look at some actual game footage from Atlanta, because I really do think he can replicate some of the things he did with Trae Young with Darius Garland. And Hunter just 10 days ago got his career high in points with 35 against the Timberwolves. This highlight right here is all I even really need to show you. He comes off the screen with the ball. Jared Allen could definitely do something very similar to this, and he's looking to score. He immediately turns the corner, pulls up, and drills a tough bucket through the contact with barely any sight of the rim for the and one. I'm just thinking about the different things this offense can do when you add that kind of shot creation and shot making to the mix, because now defenders will have to step out and guard that, and it's going to have to be a big guy with length, or else he is getting the bucket every time. So even a team that has two guys over 6'10", they will have to send one out to guard that, and it's going to be barbecue chicken for Allen and Mobley. And moving on here, I'm going to play two clips back to back, because just watch what he does. This is so similar to the Cavs offense. They just, outside of Mitchell and sometimes Garland, have not had a guy that can do this. Hunter is really good at shooting coming off screens. And the Cavs love to run plays where Mobley and Allen, with or without the ball, set those sort of screens to free up shooters. And with them adding Hunter, who clearly is not afraid to just let it fly and can knock down shots like this, when you add Mitchell, who can go on 10-point runs of his own, then you got Garland, who has been playing like the best player on this team over the last few weeks, and then you sub these guys out, and for 2 or 3 minutes, you let Ty Jerome attack and do his unstoppable slow step. We are looking at an offense that has no real way to be stopped when shots are falling, because as soon as an opposing defense does adjust, then it's time to move the ball inside. And people over the last month or so have said things about Kenny Atkinson, but I think he is one of the best coaches in the league in terms of seeing things and quickly acting and making adjustments. And then on top of that, Hunter can drive, and he can finish with power. He's a guy that's not going to back down. He's not going to see Porzingis and Kornet in the paint and freak out, and I think he's going to learn the lob game as well, because playing with Clint Capella is not near playing with Allen and Mobley. He also has some pretty solid awareness, because in this game specifically, as soon as he got going shooting the ball and the defense started to close out, that is when he put the ball on the floor and went inside and started attacking the paint. I am just so excited to see him on the court in wine and gold, and when he's playing, and once Isaac Okoro gets back healthy, the perimeter defense will finally be back and in full effect. Because at the end of the day, with the backcourt of Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, the Cavs still are super small, and it's a big problem against the giants of the league. But now with Hunter and Okoro, and Dean Wade is also slept on as a defender, he really is. For a full 48 minutes, there's going to be nothing but perimeter defense around the guards. And the Cavs didn't have to sacrifice any offense to get it. In fact, they got even better shooting. I think you could put Hunter on Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, SGA, Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson. This is exactly the player the Cavs needed to make this starting lineup work. And it's crazy to even say that the starting lineup hasn't been working, because the Cavs are 41-10. But all of this year and last season, even with all the success, it felt like one small thing was missing. Cleveland needed a two-way wing, and now it's here, and I couldn't be more excited. I definitely will miss George Niang's energy and his post-win interviews with Tristan Thompson, but on the court, if he wasn't hitting threes, he was brutal to watch, and he basically was just a cone on defense. And LeVert gets injured a lot. He can be fun to watch when he's on fire, but he really just lacked consistency. He would have games where he would go for 20, but then like we saw in Detroit, he was 0 for 8 and was in full panic mode in crunch time. What a trade deadline this was, what a clutch move by Koby Altman, and now it's just about getting this starting lineup to gel together and getting the bench healthy again. And honestly, you could even bring Hunter off the bench if you really wanted to, and initially go out there with Dean Wade like the Cavs have been doing all season long. But either way, Deandre will definitely be getting starter level minutes, and with Niang and LeVert gone, I would also like to see Ty Jerome's minutes get bumped up now that we are approaching the second half of the season. That's really all I have to say for this video. Let me know what you guys thought about this trade in the comments below, and if you made it to this point and haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and let me know what you'd like to see next. And until then, I will see you all later.